Game of Thrones Season 7 Episode 4 is behind us. Holy shit, what a fucking episode. But as usual, let's jump right into the next episode preview clip we have for Season 7 Episode 5, Eastwatch.
Counting double-digit thousands.
Alright, in this first little shot here, we have Dany in the aftermath of Field of Fire 2.0. We can see a lot of Lannister soldiers with a lot of fucking ash on their armor, as well as Tarly soldiers, well, I'm assuming, coming up to Dany after this fight here. She's going to have this little parlay and saying, join me or die, basically. And of course, we focus here on Tyrion as well. This is going to be likely after Jaime's rescued. I hope Jaime has a conversation with Dany so he can go back and tell Cersei what the hell's up, and these dragons aren't something to fuck with. So it remains to be seen whether she actually takes Jaime captive or not. But this, of course, is going to continue to tear at Tyrion here a little bit. He's very, very conflicted because this is, after all, his family. He likely knew a lot of those men that burned up on the Field of Fire 2.0, and of course, this is his damn brother. But we continue to get hints here of Dany going Mad Queen style, enjoying burning up shit, but she's only done this once. She had to make a statement. She had to take a W here. She's been taking L's all season, so this is going to continue the balancing act that Tyrion's going to have to deal with here about keeping her kind of sane and not burning shit to the ground. And she also heard that last episode from Jon as well. If you go around melting castles and burning cities, you're just more of the damn same. We see another shot here of the aftermath of the Field of Fire. You can see all the ash everywhere. Everything's burnt to a damn crisp. It was very, very cool, but at the same time very, very gruesome, and it was meant to be to show you how horrible war is, but it showed you how fast they turn to ash, and it also shows you how hot and magical dragonfire is as compared to regular fire here. So I continue to think this is going to be a juggling act here between people like Tyrion and Varys and Jon, for that matter, telling Dany you can't burn shit up, you can't kill all these people like that because you will become the Mad Queen, and her wanting to see a little bit of fire and blood because after all, she does want to win this war. That was her whole goal of coming over to Westeros in the first place. In the next shot, we see Varys telling Tyrion you need to find a way to make her listen. Now, I think this could be some deceptive editing here. They could be talking about Dany after the Field of Fire 2.0, where he saw how horrible it was, how horrible all those men died, and a lot he probably knew as well, being Lannister soldiers. But this also could be after the meeting there with Jaime on the Field of Fire, where she lets him go so he can go back to tell Cersei what the hell is going down, that these dragons are real, and although they've heard about them, you don't want to see one in person. On one hand, it would make sense for Dany to take Jaime hostage to use as kind of a bargaining chip against Cersei, but on the other hand, it would make sense also for her to let him go back to King's Landing so he can tell the tale, so to speak, and let her know how horrible these dragons are as far as the dragon fire and what they can do, and they could literally burn down and melt the city within a few minutes. More shots of Dany and the dragons here, kind of harping on the fact that she could become the Mad Queen. We see a shot of Jon here as Drogon approaches with Dany on his back, and this is going to be another little Targaryen tease here, where Dany comes up, and we can see this is on Dragonstone. You see the castle in the background. So this is going to be after she flies back from the Field of Fire 2.0. Jon will encounter a dragon up close and personal here for the first time, and this is supposed to be very intimidating towards Jon, and of course he would be intimidated. He wouldn't know what to expect from a dragon anyway, but Dany knows that he is a stranger here, and she's going to be very, very surprised when this dragon actually warms up to Jon, because he actually senses that Valyrian blood that we all know about. So yet another Targaryen tease here, and I do think Jon would get to like reach out and touch Drogon or something like that to really show us that he has this blood bond with dragons, and this is really going to confuse Dany, and they'll definitely continue to troll us with all these Targaryen teases until they finally reveal his parentage to him, whenever that may come. Cersei continues her diatribe here about whatever comes, we will defeat it, and I think she's going to be talking to Jaime here after Jaime gets back to King's Landing with all the gold, of course, that happened to make it, which that really kind of pissed me off that the gold actually made it back to King's Landing. So now that she can pay off her debt and hire the Golden Company, apparently, if that ever comes to fruition. But I'm hoping here this is the conversation where Jaime says, look, you don't want to fuck with this woman. She has a fucking dragon. I've seen what it can do. You need to damn surrender and give this shit up. And she's not going to believe him and still be on her quest to hold her power and gain the rest of the Seven Kingdoms back. And this may be a big turning point for Jaime to realize, you know what, you're fucking crazy. I'm out of here. But first I'm going to choke the shit out of you. In the next shot here, we see Cersei talking to Qyburn. I do think this is a little bit of deceptive editing here. I think this is a different conversation than we just saw in the previous one. You can see here the background, there's a lot more light coming through. And in the previous scene, it was a lot darker behind Cersei. So I do think the previous scene was her talking to Jaime, perhaps in a darker room. And this is her here talking to Qyburn. And they're probably discussing the failure of the Scorpion. We see a cool shot here of Winterfell and a withered old tree here as ravens take off. And this is as Jon starts his voiceover here about Bran warging into all these ravens. And this next shot, Jon continues his voiceover here about Bran seeing the Night King. So Bran has apparently at this point made contact with Jon. Now whether he just sent a raven or whatever, we don't know, but he does have a piece of paper in his hand. So I'm assuming he just received that from Winterfell. But I believe this shot here with John, Davos, Varys, and Danny here in the table room at Dragonstone, that this scene will in fact set up the idea of them going on a trek up north to finally prove to the realm in some way, and to Danny specifically, that this threat is real. We did see in the teaser trailer before the season started, we do have a trek up north with John and company and 12 people total, which probably includes the Hound, Tormund, Gendry, Davos, etc. So I think he'll get this news here and then decide and tell Danny, you know what, I'm going to go up north and show you what the hell I'm talking about. We see Bran warging all the ravens and flying over the army of the dead. And you can see here there are hundreds of thousands of whites here in this army of the dead. So this is going to show how bad it is and that they're on their way, and they bring the damn storm. And in our last shot here, we do see more ravens, assuming this is going to be Bran flying over the army of the dead here. And Davos says bad things are coming. So this is kind of really setting up the idea of them coming towards the wall, getting close to the wall, apparently Eastwatch, according to the Hound's Flames in episode 1. We only have 3 episodes left, and this season is fucking over, and then our wait begins again. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. As usual, thank you for all the support, especially to you guys on Patreon. And a huge shout out to my executive Patreon Smokescreen producers, Halls Griffin, Volgot10, Lala Gig, Kisa Powell, Mark Joseph, aka The Snow and Winterfell, Marilyn Bentley, Joanna, Sean Hayes, Anonymous, Doc Holliday, Gaska, Hoonjive, Kieran D20, Nikki Snow, Lo Horton, Aaron Hadbig, Ashley May, Brian Solars, Dean Bewell, Carla Stark, John Carey, Anastasia, Jason Landers, and Rhiannon. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the support. And thank you to everybody out there in YouTube land. And thanks for stopping by the live stream again last night. Apparently we did make it to number 5 on live trending again. That was really, really cool to see. And we'll continue to do that throughout the season at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. So we look forward to seeing you there. So thanks again. Be sure to subscribe to get everything. And be sure to click that damn notification bell so you're notified when I drop a new damn video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.